Hi, I'm Kirk and welcome to my channel, and today's review we're going to be looking at the Digislider wing arm. The wing arm is a motorized panning sliding device. Now it doesn't require rails or anything like that. It's a small device that uses this great design, so it's very compact but covers quite a wide pan. It's currently on the tripod now and it's capturing this video on an auto loop, so I've set it up with a keyframe A and B, and it's just constantly looping back and forth between those 2 points until I tell it to stop. So you get a feel already what this slider can do. But before we go into any more detail, let me show you the device. So here we have the wing arm. Now it might look a bit weird from here, but what I'll show you is in the middle here, which I'll show some close-ups of, there is a locking sort of mechanism, and when you've unlocked it you can actually rotate the camera without using the motor, and it can give you an idea of where the kind of motion is for it. So this is a motorized slider, and you can see the gear and the belt just here. It's actually got a decent speed to it, even on the sort of slow setting as well. Just for purposes, I've put my D800 on the top, just to kind of show what it's like to have a camera on it. So packed down, the actual device, size-wise here, is about 6 inches, and its coverage from one side all the way to the other is about 70 centimeters, give or take. And you can change the starting point and end point to whatever you want. For me, I've put it right at it's perfectly flat, so I'm getting the complete width of the slider. So to control the slider, you need the remote, which is this thing here, but it does need power. Digislider supplied me with their battery pack that they use. I found using this in the field, I needed to attach them together. So I think it was like that, so that the button was on the back. I then taped them both together, and it just meant that I'm not having to figure out somewhere to put both items, because it could be a bit of pain having things like that. And it just meant I can keep the cable management a bit more cleaner. By double clicking the battery pack, you can see here the settings, and this does video, so you can set it up to manually move. So using the joystick here, I can push up, I can go into manual mode, and then from there I can change the speed. So for me, I've put it on 2%. The direction here is set as P, which I'm not sure what it stands for, but I usually set, I think it's a program, but I usually just start pressing the right or left and it'll just automatically start moving. So I can control it with this little joystick. You can see that's quite a nice slow pan at 2%, but say I wanted to increase it, I just press up. And let's put it on, we'll try 40%. I'll hold my, I don't like using these neck straps because they just get in the way, but let's put it on that. You can see it's now going a bit faster. Let's just whack it up to 100, you can see that. And this is 100%. Let's go the other way so it doesn't hit me in the face. Even at 100%, it's still pretty smooth. The only difference is you can see there's a bit of wobble. That's just because I'm on laminate flooring and the flooring's not perfect in here. But I've used it in other places and the footage is quite smooth. So to go back, you just hold down the joystick for a second or two and it takes you back. The Digislider wing arm also does time-lapse. I didn't get a chance to test this out, but I've seen videos online and it does seem pretty good. So in this review, it's mainly specifically about the video features of the wing arm. So I've been using the wing arm now for about a month, 2 months on and off. I've been having a lot of other projects as well, so I haven't had as much time into this as I would have liked. But the times I have used it, I've actually really enjoyed it. There were a few issues and I had to try and iron them out to make the product work best for me. But once I got through that and actually started using the slider, I found it really good for really quick access to those really nice panning shots. Due to the size of it, once it's been folded up into the final position, it doesn't take up that much space. I can easily get it in my backpack, and when required, I can just quickly add it to the top of my tripod and just put the camera on top of the ball head and fire away. Now, some of the issues that I came across while using this was online. A lot of the pictures showed mounting this directly to the actual tripod itself. And the issue that I came across, if I tried to mount this directly to the tripod, this motor got in the way and banged against the three legs of the tripod. And I tried to find a way around it by adjusting the motor and stuff like that. Couldn't get it to work. So the only way I found to use it was by having a ball head on the top of the tripod and a quick release Arca Swiss plate attached to the actual wing arm. Now, the thread on the inside is more of a tripod thread, which is bigger, so I added an adapter to the quick release plate, so then I could actually mount it to the ball head. Now, even though that adds more weight, it also adds more height, it actually works better because it means that I don't have to take the ball head off, and when I'm out in the field, I can literally have this in my bag, take it out, and quickly attach it to the ball head. One thing I would recommend for Digislider to look into next time they make a device like this is just here. This is the connector to the actual the drive motor, and all the cables are pretty much hanging out, and I'll just take it out and show you this here. And I work a lot in the outdoors, and I would find that after a while this would probably wear out pretty quickly. They need to have a more robust connection that could probably withstand a bit more of a battering. You know, when you're working as a filmmaker, you need tools that can last. And when I see a connection like this, I don't see it lasting very long, because you're trying to move quickly, you're moving from shot to shot, the weather changes dramatically at times, so you need tools that are reliable, and I would worry that this wouldn't last very long. If you want, you don't have to have the controller plugged in. You can also just do it manually if you want. You know, if you can just do some gentle pans. You can see it doesn't take much to move it just by yourself, which is quite handy. So after using this device, I've actually really enjoyed using it. Compared to like the sliders I'm used to using, which are big, heavy, bulky, and maneuvering them from one shot to the next can take quite a while, whereas with this it's quite quick. You know, you're just moving very quickly, you just readjust it here and there and just carry on as you were. And having a device like this I think would be very beneficial in the work that I do, because you know, most of the time I'm a one-man band with filmmaking, so the less I need to carry the better, and it means I can be quicker and concentrate more on the shots I'm getting rather than trying to make sure the gear is working. So here's some shots that I've taken over the last month or so with the device to give you an idea of what's possible with the Digislider wing arm. So in conclusion, it's a great device. I love the compact size of it. I also love the amount of reach you get across the slider. Fits well in my bag. I wish the motor was probably pulled out a bit further, maybe just about to here. So that meant I might not need to use a ball head, or it doesn't hit the side of the legs. The remote is good. And I think it just needs a bit more robust, especially the connection into the actual motor itself. But apart from those issues, absolutely loved it. So I hope you've enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching.